Dear students, welcome to the session 1 of the subject organizational behavior. In this session, we are going to discuss about the concepts relating to the introduction of organizational behavior, meaning, definition, importance of organizational behavior in managing people, performance and change, and with special focus on OB in two different environment. The first is VUCA environment and BANI environment. So let's begin to understand what is the introductory aspect of organizational behavior. Organizational behavior is a study of human behavior in organizational settings. It examines the relationship between individuals, groups, and organizations in order to understand how people interact, behave, and perform within the organization. The concept of organizational behavior is based not on a single discipline or a subject. It is multidisciplinary function or the foundation. OB integrates the concepts from psychology, sociology, anthropology. Anthropology refers to the study of culture and management in order to analyze the workplace behavior. The key aspects of OB focuses on motivation, leadership, communication, team dynamics, and culture, which shapes the overall behavior of an organization. Hence, OB is an interdisciplinary field that draws on psychology, sociology, and anthropology and management in order to understand the dynamics of the organization. It focuses on understanding the factors that influence individual and group behavior within an organization. OB helps managers to predict outcomes and implement strategies in order to boost the productivity and harmony. OB guides policy creation that aligns both employee needs with organizational goals for overall satisfaction. The importance of OB. Before discussing the importance, you need to know the definition. So, organizational behavior can be defined as the study of the structure, functioning, and performance of organization and the behavior of individuals and groups within them. So, let's move on to understand the importance. OB helps us to understand human behavior or employee behavior. So the manager will be able to focus on what motivates an employee, what is their background with regard to attitude, and what are the actions to be taken in order to have an effective and efficient management. It helps in enhancing communication and trust. OB develops communication strategies which will help us to build people in the organization purely based on trust and helps us to foster a positive organizational culture. Leadership and team performance. Insights into leadership styles improve team performance and support the organizational development through effective leadership style within an organization. Applying OB principles promotes diversity, collaboration, and higher employee engagement for the overall organizational success. How does OB help to manage performance? So, behavioral assessment tools. Organizational behavior provides tools to assess patterns and metrics, helping managers to set realistic and practically achievable goals. Feedback and recognition motivate employees and drive overall improved performance effectively. OB supports systems aligning both individual contributions with that of organizational goals for overall better productivity. OB tackles certain problems such as absenteeism, burnout by offering strategic solutions to improve the overall productivity of an organization. Let's look into how OB helps to manage change. Understanding the change reactions. OB explains psychological and emotional responses of individuals which they have towards a change in an organization. It helps us to address the major problem relating to how to overcome resistance to change. Identifying and addressing resistance helps organizations to improve and implement change more smoothly and effectively. The role of communication and support. Effective communication, participation, and support are key to facilitating successful change initiatives. And OB promotes training employees to become better leaders of tomorrow who can guide and influence others during transformations. And how is OB relevant in today's modern business environment? Today's modern business environment is not simple. We refer it as a VUCA environment. You need to know the full form. V stands for volatility, U refers to uncertainty, C is complexity, and A is ambiguity. So, OB in VUCA environment. Strong leadership and adaptive practices maintain stability during volatile conditions. So, if you have a proactive behavior and continuous learning, which will help an organization to effectively handle uncertain situations, which is important to know in the present complex business environment, system thinking and collaborative problem solving enables effective management of complex situations. And how do we clarify ambiguity? Effective communication and shared understanding bring clarity in ambiguous situations. Hence, OB plays a vital role in VUCA environment. The next environment is BANI environment, where B stands for brittle system, A is anxiety, N is non-linearity, and the last is incomprehensibility. So, how does OB fit into this environment? Resilience in brittle systems. Organizational behavior promotes resilience and redundancy in order to prevent breakdowns in very brittle organizational system. Brittle refers to easily breakable. Managing anxiety. Today's work environment, people face anxiety. So, OB emphasizes to overcome this issue through transparency, building trust, and focusing on mental health initiatives, which will over the period of time reduce anxiety among working people and support emotional well-being among everyone in the organization. How do we navigate non-linearity? Flexible thinking and problem solving skills are key for OB strategies to manage non-linear and unpredictable scenarios. Since environment is prone to change, there are chances where the organization will have scenarios which are purely unpredictable. So, OB helps us to navigate it without much issues. And the most important is I component, which is incomprehensibility. How do we embrace? OB fosters a learning culture that embraces ambiguity through discussion or a dialogue and reflects to improve the overall understanding. Hence, organizational behavior and understanding of people's behavior helps us to cope up in both VUCA environment and BANI environment. This is how organizational behavior is being continuously focused and made sure that every employee are into the inclusive process of learning and understanding the complex business environment. Hence, in this session, we have discussed introduction to OB, meaning, definition, and more important is how OB helps in managing the overall employee, employer, and the business environmental relationships.